I have yet to find a text editor that is the text editor to beat all text editors. I mean, none of them are perfect, so I've got to try a lot. I mean, I've been using text editors, well, ever since, I pretty much started using a computer. Of course, there was Edit way back in the days of DOS. Then I started using Jed, EE, Pico, through a university account. I mean, they gave us shell access. I was, playing around with Unix way back in the day. Then years later, of course, in Windows, I would use MetaPad, which is now open source. I'm happy to report. There's also PSPad, another great free text editor that I strongly recommend for Windows. On Mac OS X, though, I really haven't found that many that I've been impressed with. Smoltron probably leads the pack. It's free, it's quick, easy to use, not perfect, but really kind of good enough for what I need a text editor to be. And I know everybody's got their choices of what a text editor could and should be. But I wanted to give you another option here. This is a text editor that exists on the web. It's actually a website/service. The domain for this particular text editor is not that easy to share. ecoder.gmeditor.com. Again, ecoder.gmeditor.com. And this, quite simply, is a web-based text editor. And of course, they give you requirements like a JavaScript-based browser. And they have keyboard shortcuts, too. So you can add files, folders, hidden files, file upload, refresh, save, undo, blah, blah, blah. All the basic commands for text editing. But what makes this web-based text editor so unique is that when you start using it here, see, there's the changelog. Let me go and open up this PHP file, this sample file, or this HTML file. And I don't know if you're able to see, and let me find a really good one here. Go into, I'm trying to find one that's got a lot of code in it. Okay, I may not be able to. I mean, sometimes it depends. So let me just zoom in. This is a JavaScript file. I'm just going to illustrate it as best I can. It's color-coded, so it's got syntax highlighting, depending, of course, on what the language is. So this is a PHP syntax highlighting right here. So you can kind of see the different colors. It's nice. So you've got syntax highlighting, no matter, well, I can't say no matter the markup. It just depends on, if that is supported, like HTML, CSS, PHP, the file formats that you would expect to be supported in syntax highlighting seem to be. Oh, CSS as well. There's a CSS markup right there, which is nice because syntax highlighting will help you detect whether you've made a mistake or not, or you've done something that you should not have done. That's why if you do any type of text editing with any kind of development, it's important that you have syntax highlighting. But sometimes you do not have access to a text editor on somebody else's desktop, or let's say you're working remotely, or someone else's, wherever. You need that feature. You need that functionality in Notepad or TextEdit or Nano. Just will not suffice. It's time for you to think about using this, or just remember it as an alternative. Again, the URL, ecoder.gmeditor.com. And I know that despite saying all that, oh, no, look at this. It's even tabbed across the top. So, I mean, it's I would say, full-featured web-based text editor for all intents and purposes. You can do quite a lot with this kind of editing, because this beats the pants off of Notepad.exe, at least for, working with HTML, CSS, PHP, so on and so forth. I mean, if it's just text editing that you want, yeah, you could do that too, but you might as well use a desktop app at that point. So there you go. Just another fine resource I wanted to share with the rest of you guys. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Feel free to drop me a line if you know of any other really nifty resource, whether it's for advanced users, basic users, intermediate users, or just people who feel used by the system. And if you feel used, you might want to stop by a support group of sorts, geeks.pirillo.com, celebrating your inner geekitude. You can join us there, embed your YouTube videos, post questions, get answers. You're also welcome to join us in the chat room, so long as it's not moderated, which it was a few minutes ago. A lot of people were kind of, wreaking havoc, and so one of our operators said, okay, that's enough, so it became moderated. Oh, there's Pixie, our bot. She's one of our bots, named after my dog, Pixie. Anyway, we're typically talking tech, software, hardware, web services, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.